What's up, y'all? It's Friday. I hope everybody out there is doing well. So let's go ahead and get down on this story. And I want to talk about this crazy situation that transpired between Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty. So guys, if you don't know, this story is pretty viral, so I'm pretty sure some of you have already heard that Pooh Shiesty, his father, and members of Pooh Shiesty's crew have been arrested in connection to kidnapping Gucci Mane. Now, this past Wednesday, there was a search by the FBI at Pooh Shiesty's crib, and his father was there, and he was taken into custody. And also, about 8 of the 9 individuals that were involved with this robbery/kidnapping were arrested in Dallas. And I believe that Pooh Shiesty's homie, whose name is Terrence, is the only one that the FBI hasn't captured yet.
Federal agents have been searching a house.
Property records show it belongs to the family of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre is joining us live out there. We understand that people were awakened by flashbangs earlier this morning.
Yeah, and they heard the FBI and TBI screaming, basically going into the house saying that this is the FBI. And you can see right behind me those FBI agents still on the scene. Not only FBI, but TBI as well. Now, check this out. We've been out here for a little while now, and we have seen these agents tagging the vehicles. We do know that the Shelby County Assessor's Office, according to their website, they list this home being owned by Lontrell Williams. Now, get this, Lontrell Williams is also Pooh Shiesty's name. So his father's name is Lontrell Williams Sr., and his name, Pooh Shiesty's name, Lontrell Williams Jr.
So once the news broke that the feds were actually raiding Pooh Shiesty's crib in Memphis, people were thinking to themselves, like, what the hell has Pooh Shiesty done now? Because he hadn't been too long got out of prison, right? Come to find out, they're raiding his home based off of an incident that took place in Dallas where Gucci was lured to the studio. And once Gucci and his crew got into the studio, it basically turned into an ambush, because from there, Pooh Shiesty and his camp pulled out the Draco, stuck it in Gucci and his team's face, and basically forced Gucci to sign paperwork releasing Pooh Shiesty out of his record contract. Now, Pooh Shiesty and his camp, they weren't satisfied. They also made Gucci and his team come up off those diamonds. They robbed them for cash and anything that they had on them that was of value. Now, I went and did some digging, and this is what Gucci had on back on January the 10th. I'm not sure if he had this on when he went to the studio that day. He could have very well may have changed clothes, or it could have been a picture that he had previously taken and just posted it on that day. But anyway, what I want to do is revisit something that Gucci actually posted on his Instagram over a year ago, saying that he didn't want to let Pooh Shiesty out of his deal, or he was keeping Pooh Shiesty on the record label while releasing other artists.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, I wanted to make this announcement on 10/17 yesterday, but I just seen like my statement, my P&L with all my artists. You know, it's almost like a whole bunch of shakeup, and there's a whole shit on the industry right now. But when I look at my P&L and me being a businessman, I think that I'm gonna have to release almost all my artists except for Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano. This is a decision I didn't want to make. I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I could keep all of them under the contract. But I said, hey, let's just make the unselfish decision and, let them take their talents elsewhere. So today, you know what I'm saying, I already reached out to all of my artists, you know what I'm saying, to their lawyers and whatever, and let them know that they're free to take their talents elsewhere. And I'm still looking for new talent to pair up with, you know what I'm saying, Pooh and Fu, and that's where I'm gonna put my focus. And I just wish them the best, and I just want to let everybody know that, because hey, that's where we at.
Well, apparently Gucci and Pooh Shiesty wasn't on the same wavelength when it came to his contract, because Pooh Shiesty begged to differ back on January the 10th when he forced Gucci to sign paperwork releasing him from his contract. Now, there are reports that Pooh Shiesty had recently signed with CMG, which is Yo Gotti's label. We all know that Yo Gotti is from Memphis, or whatever the case may be, but I'm pretty sure that the money was looking funny, and Pooh Shiesty wanted to confront Gucci, and basically if Gucci could not make amends on the financial side of things, then he wanted to be released. Now, yesterday, the Fed spoke about this in its entirety. In fact, they did a press conference about this particular situation.
I'm Ryan Rabel, I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon. The complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at that point.
Now, according to the paperwork, they released images of Pooh Shiesty's crew actually posting on Instagram and other various social media platforms the jewelry that they stole during that robbery. And also in this same documentation, right, it stated that Gucci actually identified Pooh Shiesty as the individual that held him at Pew Pew Point. Now, I think it's important to note that they didn't specifically say Gucci in the paperwork. Instead, they decided to use his government name initials, which is RD, and we all know that Gucci's real name is Roderick Davis. Now, a guy by the name of Seti Nash, I believe he has a YouTube channel. He talked about this before it really hit the news. He had inside information of what took place that day when Gucci Mane and his entourage was robbed.
Gucci goes in the studio. This is all on camera. I thought I got rid of this shit. I apparently didn't. So there's that. The video is going to reveal this Big 30. Mind you, the feds already have all this. They had it for over a month now. Pooh Shiesty over here antagonizing. I'll tell you about that later. So Gucci walk in the damn studio, bro, with his people to Draco's. The footage is going to show Pooh Shiesty had one on him. Big 30 had one on him. Only person who really gonna escape from this is the Pops. The Pops did not want none of this to go on. This, bro. Gucci look at the dad like, the Pops just head down. You can't tell your son nothing right now. Your son the number one right now. You gonna sign this? Sign the damn papers. And we need that. Wedding ring. Watch. Come up out that.
Now, if you go to Gucci's Instagram page, they're not letting him rest in those comments. They're calling him a snitch, saying that he can't rap about anything gangster no more. And then you have other people saying that, hey man, what do you expect Gucci to do? He's 40 with kids. I will say that even though Gucci is one of my favorite rappers, yeah, there's one kid that he's abandoned that he really needs to take care of and step up to the plate for. And maybe, just maybe, this situation that transpired with Gucci, where his life flashed right in front of his face, will make him step up to the plate and be that father to that other child. But anyway, back to the news at hand. Listen, this is a crazy situation because I expect Gucci to have to testify about this. And if he takes the stand, his street credibility is going to be done, finished. You know what I'm saying? People are already giving him hell anyway with his name in the documentation. And for some people who live that street life, his credibility is already ruined. But maybe in Gucci's mind, he doesn't care. This was a crime committed against him. He has a family, he has children, and he's just trying to make it home safe. But I'm just thinking in my mind that it had to be a better way to settle this dispute. It was wrong for Gucci to cause Pooh Shiesty financial harm, and it was also wrong the way Pooh Shiesty went about getting out of his contract. Now, we may not know the ins and outs of this situation, but it's gonna come out. Now, a lot of people are calling Pooh Shiesty the dumbest individual alive based off of the fact that he was still under federal watch anyway. And then you go out here and commit this egregious crime. You know what I'm saying? And so you can bank on the fact that Pooh Shiesty is going to go away for a very long time. He's going to be convicted for this. They have all the footage. They have all of the documentation that they need to find him guilty. Now, I'm going to say this in closing. I wouldn't have signed Pooh Shiesty anyway. Even though he's a remarkable talent, I wouldn't have signed him based off of the fact that he's from Memphis. I have beef with someone from Memphis and Yo Gotti. There's still tension between Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane over Keisha Kayor and some of the statements that Yo Gotti has made about Gucci in the past, and I just could never trust that situation. Now, I'm not saying that Yo Gotti's attached to this situation in some way, but I will say that after Pooh Shiesty forced his way out of the contract with Gucci Mane, basically, where did he go to? He went right to CMG. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go, y'all. Have a beautiful Friday. Be blessed.